So welcome back. We are discussing search engine optimization techniques with focus on content optimization. We will continue our discussion with the next technique, that is content variety. So here we will understand that how to bring the variety to the content by adding various forms of the content. So let us begin. Content variety. Content variety means to include different formats of content such as text, images, videos, infographics, tables, etc. in your post or a page. When you use different formats of content, it will help you to target the diversified audience, as different audience don't respond to the content in the same way. Moreover, it will increase the richness of your content which your user will like. When you blend different forms of content in a given web page, search engine also understand your content as a rich content, and chances are there to beat your competitor on this front. Let us talk about these formats one by one. First, we have the text. Text is the integral part of the content. Try to write quality sentences in a natural way with the keywords that your prospects are using in the search engines. Then we have the images. Images make the user involved in the text, and they tend to remember the images for a longer period. Try to insert high quality images in the content. As far as image SEO is concerned, it includes using right alt text, image size, image dimensions, alignment, and to reduce the size of the image. You can also use different image sites from where you can download the royalty-free images like Shutterstock, Unsplash, and Pixabay and other websites. Then we have the video. Videos are another form of the content and should be used in the content, as videos increase the engagement time for the users. It is always advised that videos should be hosted on a trusted platform first and then embedded in the content. There are many such platforms where a video can be hosted, like YouTube, Vimeo, Dailymotion, Veo, and many other sites. We have already learned how to add video to the post or page in one of our modules. Infographics. Infographics are primarily used for presentation of information using various elements of design. The use of infographics in the content increases the value of content, and infographics are capable of showing the lot of information in a very precise and informative way. I am showing you few examples of infographics and you will get the better idea what they are. You can also use online tools to design the infographics such as Canva, Visme, Easily, Visualize Me, and other tools. Tables. Table is another form of content and should be used to present the numeric value in a much formatted way. So let us first add the heading to the table. Say gender-wise income in Chandigarh. Now search for table block and add it. Firstly, we have to decide the number of columns and rows. Let it be 3 columns and 2 rows. Your table is ready. Make the fixed width cell on to freeze the width of the table. Let us add few values in the table. Use this option to add more rows and columns. Few table settings are available, like you can change the color and you can change the style also. You can see the preview of your table. Once satisfied, publish your post. The next technique is content readability. Just tell me, how many times you exit from a website after reading few sentences of the post? It happens many times. And one of the most important factor in this case is content readability. Content readability is the level of ease to understand a written text. There are many scientific ways to measure the content readability, but we will not discuss those methods, as we will use one plugin that will measure the readability score of our content. Although search engines don't calculate readability score, however, they measure the human behavior on a page. Therefore, it is important to improve the human behavior on a page by increasing the content readability. There are many techniques of improving the content readability. Let us discuss them one by one. Short and simple words are key to the content. Since our school days, we have been told to use simple and short words in the content. We should follow the same principle as users come to our websites for information, not for English. Using very heavy English word is just a show off, which many people don't like. Use of short sentences. Again, this has been taught to us that don't use very lengthy sentences. Whenever there is a need, just break the sentences into parts and use contraction to shorten your sentences. Use conversational style. It's always suggested to use the conversational style while writing for blogs. It is just like you are talking to others. You will find when you use conversational style, the way you write differ from the normal writing. Moreover, you tend to use simple and short sentences while using conversational style. Typography. There is no doubt that style of your writing, selection of words, syntax of content matters. However, visual aspect of content also matters. Typography also matters a lot in the content readability. Starting from the font size, line height, line length matters a lot. Let us discuss these points briefly. Font. The choice of correct font matters a lot in visual look of your content. There are thousands of fonts available to select, but it becomes very challenging job to select the right font for the website. I am suggesting few websites here for this purpose. Just visit these websites and have idea about top fonts for your web designing. These websites are font size. Make sure font size is not too large, not too small. The ideal font size for web browsing is 16 pixel. However, you may use 14 pixel depending upon the font. Correct font size reduces the eye strain and improves the visibility. Line height. Line height refers to the space between lines. It is obvious that if the lines will be too close or too away from each other, will affect the readability and make the content either congested or very wide. There is a simple rule that the line height should be 150% of the font size. Suppose we are using 14 pixel font, then the line height should be 21 pixels. Line length. The line length is space between words. If the words are too close to each other, definitely it will affect the readability. The good number of words in a line would be 9 to 12 words or between 50 to 60 characters. Header and subheaders. For better readability, the content should be divided into heading and subheadings. Instead of writing the text into long paragraphs, you should organize the content into headings and subheadings. Here you can make use of headings from H1 to H6 as discussed earlier. Color and background. Besides font, font size, line length, the color of the font and the background has great impact on readability and the psychology of the consumers. However, using the right color of the font and background is really a big challenge. The color combination depends on types of websites that you have. For example, e-commerce websites mostly keep their background white and grey font color as main focus is on displaying the product information rather than making a very colorful website. Similarly, business websites prefer to keep the color in conjunction with their brand to enhance the brand identity. Now the important question, are these typography settings available in WordPress? Actually, the basic editor of WordPress doesn't offer much typography settings. It has just basic font size, background color, and font color settings in a very limited way. You may also change these settings from the theme customization. Or you may install few plugins for typography in the WordPress like Google Fonts Typography, Google Typography, Easy Typography, etc. But in most of the plugins, you will not be able to see the live preview of the changes. But there is one plugin called Elementor where you will be able to see the live preview of your font related settings. Let me show you. This is Elementor interface. Let us add few text by dragging heading element. As we know, there are a bunch of settings for each element, like you can align the text or others. However, typography settings are available under Style section. Here you can change the text color with any customized color, and notice in right hand side panel, your changes will be live. Now, let us see typography settings. You can change the font out of various alternatives. The next is size. It is so simple that you can easily change it by sliding left and right, and live preview is there. Weight is how bold the text you want. You may set the desired level from here. Similarly, you can transform the text to upper or lower cases. Under Style, you may change it to italics or oblique. You may also underline the text and use other options. Before I show you the next option, let me add one more line to the text. This is line height that I was talking about. See here how easy it is to change the line height using this option. Similarly, the letter spacing can be customized from here. See how easy it is. There are few more settings like text shadow and blend mode. Just play with them. So, this was the live demo of typography settings of Elementor plugin. So we have done with content variety and readability. In future, whenever you develop any content, to remember and apply all these points to your content. You must be thinking, is there any WordPress plugin that can measure the readability score and suggest us modification in the content? Fortunately, yes, it is there, and we will discuss that plugin in the next module.